This week's build is an absolute icon. I'm building the UH-1 Huey, and not just any Huey. I'm trying to recreate the Gunship version from Rambo First Blood Part 2. If you grew up watching 80s action films, much like myself, then this helicopter is burned into your brain just as much as Stallone's headband and his iconic M60. Now the Huey in this film is armed with rocket pods, so I've just gone with this UH-1C gunship variant, purely because it gives me what I want visually. Accuracy wise I'm not so sure, but it's close enough, and honestly if the outside sells it, then that's the win. I may have picked the wrong kit here, and the interior, it doesn't quite scream the classic Huey look, especially the rear section, it looks just a bit off. But at this scale, and once it's all weathered and put together, I'm betting we won't notice. I start with the interior, giving everything a solid black primer to unify the parts. And from there I layer in different greys to break it up, so some neutral grey across the floor, NATO black on the instrument panel, which makes it less reflective and a bit more realistic, and olive drab on the seats and rear bulkhead. For the floor, I went with burnt iron. Now, I think it looks a bit too metallic at first, but the Hueys had non-slip flooring, and once we weather this later, it should dull it right down. But honestly, any interior chip-in will pop way more with a slightly brighter base. The seat belts, they're quite simple, just a bit of khaki with matte black edges, nothing fancy, but it works. Once everything's assembled, and once the seat stops falling over, I move on to the detailing, and this is one of my favourite parts of this build. Using some white, reds and yellows on the instrument panel just to bring it to life. And a great little tip that I believe I picked up from Mac models, using a toothpick instead of a brush for the really tiny details. It sounds daft, but the control that you get from that is incredible. Honestly, this step takes a very basic interior and elevates it massively. I added some light scuffing around the foot panels, door edges and seats, and then that's the interior done. Once it's sealed with a matte coat, we move outside. So here's the Huey, fully closed up. I've skipped the basic assembly footage, as we all know how two fuselage halves go together, and I've jumped straight into the paint prep. So I decided to try a liquid mask for chipping again. Now, I've got a complicated relationship with this stuff. Sometimes it works beautifully, other times it ruins your day, but honestly it's how I use it, not the actual thing itself. During this build I probably applied it about 5 different times, which was very unnecessary. But in this, once it's dry, I'd hit the whole airframe up with a grey primer, get those colours to pop in the end. The rotors get masked off and sprayed in burnt iron to give them that worn metallic look, and this bit is super satisfying. For the main body, it's a classic olive drab applied in light, controlled coats. And the Huey in Rambo 2 has a really distinctive camouflage pattern, so dark green, almost black stripes over that lighter green. So I used masking putty to freehand the shapes. At this point it probably looks a little less like camouflage and more like the helicopter had some sort of tropical disease, but trust the process. Once the darker green has gone down and the masking comes off, it actually works really well. Messy, yes. Effective, very yes. Just don't leave that masking putty on for too long. If you remember the Terminator truck build from a while back, I left some putty on the inside of the hood and it just melted itself. Well, it didn't melt, just dripped through. So it looked like the truck was melting from the dash. It looked like something from a very low budget sci-fi film. So I've learned from my mistakes. Everything gets a bit of a gloss coat at this point, ready for the decals and the weathering. And these yellow stars, they aren't decals, these are printed sticker paper. Similar to the paper that I used in the Back to the Future build for the posters. These stars represent Vietnam in Rambo 2, and while I may have slightly over-weathered them, they still sell the look. On to arguably the most iconic part of the movie, the M60. This is the weapon from that film. And his bow and arrow, I guess, but that wasn't in the helicopter chase. The M60 lets Rambo let loose on the people that wronged him. I picked this up from eBay, from Alpha Industries, and it's a cracking little kit. I did a black base coat, gunmetal on all the barrels and metal parts, copper on the ammo belt, flat black on the non-metal parts, and that's basically it. Simple, but highly effective. Back to the Huey then, and this thing's been operating in the jungle, so it needs to look used but not wrecked. I applied some pin washes to the panel lines, dusty brown tones around the lower areas, and subtle streaking around the engine housing using burnt iron and NATO black to suggest some heat staining. I used a sponge to add some random chipping, and this chrome silver picks out the high wear areas like the door frames. Attaching the M60 now, and it looks very simple on camera, but in reality, no, very difficult. Pain, just pure pain. And if we look at the star, you can see it's slightly dulled down just a little bit, but it still hits the same effect. And with that, everything gets sealed with a final matte coat, and with that, we're done. So there it is, the Huey from Rambo First Blood Part 2 complete. Next week we're building another iconic helicopter from the same movie as we build up toward this month's diorama, a helicopter deal that many of you will instantly recognise. I can't wait to show you what I've got planned. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time.